Very good morning. This is Dr. PC Geeta, and I'll be handling the Human Psychology at Work course along with Dr. Priyadashni and Professor Stephen Deepak. This is an introductory session on the entire course of Human Psychology at Work, which is a part of your first trimester of the MBA program. Coming to the subject of human psychology at work. The psychology is a very complex subject, especially when concerned with human beings. Now, when in an organization there are hundreds and thousands of employees working together, imagine the complexity of human behavior or human psychology. So the behavior is of an individual itself is highly complex, but in the organization, there is interpersonal relationship, there is continuous interactions, transactions happening between members. So when there are so many people interacting, transacting between themselves in an organization, imagine the amount of turmoil or chaos that can happen in an organization. It is the duty of an human resource manager to effectively manage the psychology of human behavior at workplace. So this course will deal with how effectively the human resource management manages the psychology of human behavior at workplace. Coming to the topic of human psychology at work, now, organizational behavior or human psychology at work can be classified into three different dimensions. The first dimension is the individual dimension, and the second dimension is a group dimension, and the third one is the organizational setting. Now, this course is a 3 credit paper, and this course is a 3 credit paper which comprises of 15 marks for your midterm examination, 5 marks for your assignment, and 5 marks for the seminar. You will be writing your end trimester examination for 50 marks, and the total of this particular course will be 75 marks. Coming to the organizational behavior or human psychology at work, we spoke about the three dimensions of individual behavior, group behavior, and organizational setting. What are the individual dimensions? Each person has been brought up in a particular environment, in a surroundings, as a result of which his perception or her perception differs from another's perception. Perception varies from person to person. Similarly, based on the genetic traits as well as the acquired traits, each individual acquires enormous amount of traits which marks its unique identity. This unique identity of a particular individual is called as personality. Now, the personality, perception, attitude of an individual determines his individual behavior at workplace. Coming to the group dimensions, you will all agree with me when I say that individual behavior is different from a group behavior. Just imagine you as an individual might be a very silent person. But when you are in a group among with friends, you become very chatty, very active, and very conversational. Whereas your group behavior when you are among your family members would be different. Your group behavior when you're among your own classmates or very close friends might be different. So group behavior is highly distinguishable between the group to which you belong, and this group can also influence your behavior. The dimensions or components of group behavior are learning, motivation, leadership, and various aspects related to group behavior. So you behave in a group based on how motivated are you towards the particular group, who is the leader who is influencing you to behave in a particular manner, and the learning that you get from the particular group. So all these dimensions put together influences your group behavior. And organizational behavior or human psychology at work talks about an organizational setting. So in an organizational setting, what are the various parameters or criteria that influences your behavior? Power and politics is very prominent across all organizations. So there are people with power, there are people who play politics. So that also will influence your behavior at workplace. And you might also be a person with power. So when you are a person with power, how you behave. When you're a person without power, how do you behave? So your behavior differs based on how much power you have at your hands. Also talking about the change that is happening in the environment or in the organization. Based upon the organizational change, we change ourselves, we constantly adapt, be flexible, and change according to the environment. And in an organization, the requirement from the management is ever increasing, and the requirements from the employee side is also increasing. So there is more and more need to grow and develop as an individual, as an employee in an organization. This might bring about a lot of stress. So how are you going to manage the stress? How is the management going to manage the stress of the employees also matters. Finally, we will be talking about the culture of the organization. So what is culture? Culture is the prevailing belief system, the value system that exists in an organization that determines what an employee can do and what an employee should not do. So that is organization culture. So the organizational culture determines whether the employees are going to have a very informal environment or a very highly formal environment. How is the power distance going to exist in the organization? So how are you going to interact with your superiors, with your subordinates, and so on? So these parameters of the organization influences the employees' individual behavior and the employees' group behavior. So there are three dimensions, as I spoke to you earlier. We have the individual dimensions, we have the group dimensions. We also have both of this happening in an organizational setting. So the HR manager has to effectively manage all the three parameters so that he will be able to achieve the organizational objectives. In this particular course, we will be seeing about the individual dimensions, group dimensions, and organizational settings. And we will see how the HR manager effectively manages people at workplace. Thank you very much. I heartily welcome each one of you for this course on human psychology at work. Thank you very much.